Broadcasting live from Urban Ash Cigar Lounge, 601 Main Street here in Daytona Beach, Florida, it's the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. Gridiron game. It's game time. Let's flip the switch and do this. A very pleasant good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. I'm your host, Coach Darold Williams. Thank you for joining us. Again, Happy New Year. I'll be joined by one of my other co-hosts here shortly, and that's how we'll kick it off. Hopefully everyone is doing well, and you're excited about what we're talking about tonight. We know there has been some controversy over the last few days in regards to schedule coming out. We will cover that, and we will cover that here shortly in regards to that schedule and the implications with the schedule as we see it currently. So definitely cover that. We'll bring, hopefully, Mr. Jerry Bell on here soon to join me here on the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. As I said, hopefully everyone is doing well, and you're anticipating a great spring football season and take that on into the fall. We signed a huge class. 38 players to be exact, and there could be a chance for many more to come on board and join us here as Wildcats. So looking forward to that. Without further ado, we will jump into the schedule. Wow. So to kick off the season, as everyone knows, let's not skip over first. We do have our spring game coming up here in April. Hopefully everyone will attend that spring game and see what our Wildcats are promising for the 2026 season. So looking forward to seeing everyone there for the spring game on Friday night this year. Friday night. We will kick off our spring game under the lights. So, like I said, hopefully we will see everyone there with us to see what we have. All right. That'll take us right to our actual schedule for the year. First off, we have UCF. That game is going to be on September 3rd. Of course, no date as of yet. That's a Thursday night kickoff there in the Bounce House where our Wildcats will face the Knights of UCF. Then we will come home and face the Stetson Hatters. Historic game, first time playing Stetson, and look for that to be a treat. That game is September 12th. And I'm sure that will probably be a 3 p.m. kickoff. So make plans for that now. Then the next week, and I know this has been controversial to some, it is the September 19th game against Virginia Lynchburg. And our Wildcats will face off against the Dragons, Virginia Lynchburg, which we have played before. And we beat them. I think it was the final score of that game was 79-16 back in 2018. So we look forward to bringing them into our house and doing it again on September 9th for our homecoming. And we'll discuss the ramifications. I know there's some disgruntled persons in regards to homecoming being that early. We'll talk about it. we'll definitely talk about it. So on September 26th, we'll welcome the Bulldogs of South Carolina State to Daytona Stadium. September 26th, I'm sure that will be a 3 p.m. kickoff against the South Carolina State Bulldogs. So we hope to see you in the house there. Then the next week, October 3rd, we'll welcome Alabama State to our house in a rematch against the Hornets. 3 p.m. kickoff, I'm sure, for that to be, and looking forward to filling Daytona Stadium for that game also. On October 10th, we will travel to Alabama A&M, to Huntsville, Alabama, to play Alabama A&M, Bulldogs of Alabama A&M. So looking forward to a great contest with those guys. On October 17th, we'll return to Itta Bena, Mississippi. Fun place that is, to play the Mississippi Valley State Red Devils. And that game, as I said, Saturday, October 17th. We will return home on October 24th to face the Jackson State Tigers. And we look forward to hopefully knocking off those Tigers, as we just came up short last year in Jackson. But we'll welcome them to Daytona Stadium on the 24th. October 31st, we will face Arkansas Pine Bluff in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. The Golden Lions on October 31st, and that's a Saturday game. We'll travel to the Bluff, to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and play Southern November 7th in Baton Rouge. So hopefully everyone will travel with us. And yes, Let's Go Wildcats will be traveling to each and every game. So if you get a chance, those trips will be published soon. So go on letsgowildcats.org and start prepaying. Start prepaying for that. Those and many more trips. We'll say it like that. How about that? Then November 14th, we will come back home against Grambling State University. That will be, sorry, we're getting a little. We'll travel back home November 14th to play Grambling State here in Daytona Stadium, and we owe them one, a clean butt whipping, a clean butt whipping to show them our displeasure for what happened in Grambling on last year. And then wrapping up the regular season, we'll journey back over to Orlando, Florida to play FAMU in the Florida Classic. That game, November 21st. We will be the home team this year, and looking forward to bringing home another victory. I know they're loading up over there, but we didn't have to reload much. We're ready, and we will see you in Orlando. So that's the schedule. If you have comments in regards to our 2026 football schedule, please put them in the comments on YouTube, Facebook. Let's discuss it as best we can, so we can deliberate on it. So we can deliberate on that. But the highlight of the night will be going through our 2026 class. Those guys, as I said earlier, 38 signed to play here and become Wildcats, become part of the Wildcat family, and we're so happy to have them and their families join us here at Bethune-Cookman. Congrats and great work to our coaching staff on bringing those young men in to be Wildcats, and we will hopefully see what they have in the spring. So come out. I know there will probably be about 15 practices in the spring, and we will make sure that we see them all. We will cover it all, and that's what we do here on the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. So, in a minute, we'll be joined by Jerry Bell, to help us discuss and explore the schedule a little bit more. We will talk about some NIL stuff tonight because you cannot bring football players to play for your favorite college football team or any sport without NIL. It's definitely a fact, and if you're running away from it, you can't run from it. You have to run to it and make it happen. Have to make it happen. So we're looking in the comments in regards to our 2026 football schedule. I know, as I said, a lot of us, we don't have an open week. That's another thing. It could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. As we said last year, after the open week, we struggled a little bit in games after the open week. It's not an excuse. You just have to line up and go play every week. But maybe it's a blessing in disguise to not have an open week this year. We just have to coach it up, make sure our guys stay healthy, and play Wildcat football as we know how to play it. So, huge shout out to the basketball team as they keep on. They're number one in the SWAC, and we hope they keep on improving and going strong in SWAC competition, and hopefully we can win the SWAC championship in every sport that we line up and play against all our competition. So we definitely are hoping that will become a factor. So in the interim, we will hear a word from our sponsor.
As we begin to reconsider how and where we want to work, Alpha One Staffing is here to help companies bridge the talent gap.
I really struggled to find a second career on my own after my retirement.
It's been hard for us to find the right candidates who will push our team and business to the next level.
Then I heard about Alpha One Staffing.
Then I heard about Alpha One Staffing.
Then I heard about Alpha One Staffing.
Alpha One Staffing partnered with our HR team to help us understand exactly how to navigate this new digital world, even recommending strategies for recruitment and employee development.
I needed a job that would support my needs and lifestyle while also challenging me. Alpha One Staffing was completely transparent and knowledgeable about the process and provided me with the tools to feel more confident and prepared. I couldn't wait to start my new career.
We partner with our clients and assess their needs. We are the matchmakers, and our goal is to provide each client with the candidates that make a difference within their organization.
Alpha One Staffing understood that we needed a candidate with digital marketing experience in our industry, someone with an innovative mindset who could help expand our social media presence. Now, we couldn't be happier with our presence online and the impact that we are making globally.
Alpha One Staffing presented us with incredible, highly qualified, and dedicated candidates. We will definitely be using Alpha One Staffing for our next hire.
I was hired permanently after 6 months. This wouldn't have happened without Alpha One Staffing helping me get my foot in the door. If you're looking for work, I highly recommend Alpha One Staffing.
If you're a job seeker or an employer, go to alphaonestaffing.com and send us your resume or tell us about your hiring needs today.
Thank you for our sponsor, Alpha One Staffing. If you are looking for employment, in fact, they are currently hiring right now for debris monitors throughout the United States, mostly on the East Coast, Tennessee, and Massachusetts, for debris monitors to help out after the winter storm that we just went through. So if you are interested, go to alphaonestaffing.com for more information and to apply for a job over in Alpha One Staffing. So just want to encourage everyone to go to the 1923society.com, join our collective. Let's help out. Our NIL is going places to help our football team to bring in and recruit more and more players and retain them, keep them here. Currently, we have about 15 members helping out, and our goal is to reach at least 250 members. So we're looking forward to your help and bringing that to fruition for us. I know you say the school can help, the school can do a lot, but we can do a lot as fans. If you look throughout the country, if you look throughout the SWAC, our competitors are using NIL to push their program, and the ones who are winning, the Jackson States, the South Carolina States, are huge in their NIL quests, and we want to be right there along with them to make sure and push our guys towards victory. So without further ado, Mr. Bell, how are you this evening, sir?
I am doing well. I do have a question. Am I going to get fined for being late?
Hey, you showed up. We got a member of the whole, we got a member who, doesn't show up at all. So better late than never. It's okay. Yeah. I understand we have life and things of that nature. Just let's both of us not make it a habit, man.
Yeah, do the best I can, man. The little thing called work get in the way of fun.
I heard that.
My apologies.
I heard that, and you and I both have a boss that I tell you, the head guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We don't want to make him mad.
No. We don't want to make him mad. So, Jerry, Happy New Year, man. How's it been?
Happy New Year to you.
Yes, sir. What have you been up to, man?
Little thing called work that feel like a job, like I mentioned. It's been good. Life's been good. It's been very, very busy. Kind of pulled in 1,000 different directions, but glad that I'm here. Glad I'm in the land of the living. Glad I get to enjoy another recruiting season and signing day from Bethune-Cookman Football to kind of help balance out all of the stressful things in life with a little bit of fun and enjoyment.
Definitely, Jerry. I understand, and I know you mentioned balance out some things. So on this past Tuesday, the schedule came out. Let's discuss that a little bit. Let me hear your opinion on that football schedule. So
yeah, it's interesting. I had a couple people ask me how I felt about it personally. And, my feedback to them is from a very selfish standpoint and a personal standpoint. It doesn't impact me at all because I attend all the games and I don't really do the party scene and that sort of thing. So for me, I don't really notice the disruption of it too much, specifically because I'm semi-local, being over here in Orlando and that sort of thing. But that's very, very selfish of me. And I know you and I have talked about, wishing or longing for the day that every week felt like homecoming. And
yes.
So from a selfish standpoint, there's not a personal impact, but I do understand from the alumni standpoint, the greater alumni and people who have to travel from far distances and you come have a summer trip in August, right before school start with your family, and then you turn around 3 weeks later, have to come back for homecoming. That's that's a little late. I understand how it can be difficult for those who live far away to plan, for those who participate in the full spectrum of homecoming. So in that regard, I wish alumni got a little bit of what they wanted for the traditional October homecoming. But other than that, I love the fact that we get 8 games in Florida.
Definitely.
We have a run of games that's right here. You drive over to Orlando for a game against UCF on a Thursday night. You come back, you play Stetson for the first time ever, which should be a fun day, a fun evening for a battle of Volusia. We have to figure out a creative name for that. The Battle of I-92. I don't know what it is, but that should be fun. And then you follow that up with a game at home, 2 more games at home One is your homecoming game that we just alluded to against a team that, well, they took the money. They and then of course you round that out with what has always been my favorite on the field rivalry. Now, I'm not talking about all the extracurricular stuff. I always want to beat FAMU first and foremost. But the game that I look for from just a purely football interest, my favorite game from a purely football interest has always been South Carolina State, because that's your measuring stick. So, after that, it's SWAC season. So,
definitely. So, with mentioning SWAC season, let's expound a little bit. Little shakeup over at Alabama State. Mr. Body was going to leave. Now he's back with the team. They did have a few guys go. One guy went to Texas Tech. But what do you expect? And I know we got to go through spring practice and all that. What do you expect from Alabama State?
I think as long as they have Andrew Body as their quarterback and Eddie Robinson as their head coach, they're going to be a very, very competitive team. And so I expect them to be competitive and have an opportunity to compete for a SWAC East championship, as they have been in position to win that championship and still haven't found a way to get over the hurdle. But as long as Andrew Body's around, he was the best player in HBCU football last year, and I don't think there was much of an argument against that. So as long as he's around and pulling the trigger, they're going to have a chance to be successful. You pair him now with Coach Hull, who is a great offensive mind.
Yes.
They're going to be a competitive team.
Yes. Alabama A&M. We were able to knock them off last year, but yeah.
We knocked them off last year. Sam Shade had a little bit of a rocky start last year in year one up in Huntsville. I think he'll improve, but he's a heck of a football coach. So Alabama A&M is one of those teams who, it's probably not the first team you think of when you think of HBCU football, but that is a very, very, very proud football program, and they have had tremendous amount of success. In fact, we just mentioned Alabama State, who's a bigger brand across the nation, more of a household brand than Alabama A&M. But Alabama A&M has been more successful over the last 20, 30 years on the gridiron. And so I expect Sam Shade to have those guys ready to go. And I don't think the Alabama A&M from last year is going to be the Alabama A&M we see this year.
No, I totally agree with you. Totally agree. Mississippi Valley State, those guys were coming on near the end of the season, and
Yeah, we talked about Mr. Body. I thought Mississippi Valley had the second best quarterback in the conference.
I do too, man. I do too.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, and I know he's returning to Itabena. So I think, and again, we played them here in Daytona, and that was a one-score game. So
even their backup, man, against FAMU, man, led those guys down the field like there was no tomorrow.
Yeah, and they beat those guys up 2 years in a row. So
yes,
Mississippi Valley is one of those teams who,
they can get your number.
They can get your number. They can get you.
Jackson State.
They're kind of a good team. Yeah, Jackson State's Jackson State. They lost a ton of players. Along with Alabama State, both teams lost a ton of players, but they've also brought in a ton of really highly regarded players. And again, I say the same thing about Jackson State that I say about Alabama State. As long as TC Taylor's the head coach there, those guys are going to find a way to be right there at the end competing for a SWAC championship.
SWAC championship, definitely. Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Yeah, another team. You like what they're doing. Yeah, they lost a lot of guys, but that was another team that played us really, really tight and had us nervous at halftime here in Daytona last year. And so, now we got to travel over to Pine Bluff and see them this year. Again, Pine Bluff's one of those teams, I believe it was in the COVID year, that they actually competed for a SWAC championship, right? They didn't make it to the they were right there at the end. And so I think Alabama A&M wound up winning it in the SWAC year. But
Yes.
But they were right there. Pine Bluff was right there. So again, it's one of those programs who, when they're not good, they're not good. But but every 3, 4, 5 years, they get hot, and
They can definitely get
and
hot and sneak up on you.
they give some teams some a little bit of competition there. So
How about Southern? New head coach over there with Coach Falk.
yeah, I think the question with Marcia Falk and Southern is, will they have a year that's more reminiscent of Norfolk State and Mike Vick, or more reminiscent of Deshaun Jackson and Delaware State? Tell you what, with the amount of resources that they dumped in that Southern program, and you look at at least the coaches that they brought in,
right?
I don't think this will be a situation that they won't be prepared. So there's a lot of question marks, there's a lot of unknowns, but they have a lot of proven guys on their coaching staff, and they have dumped a ton of money into that program. So too early to tell. I'm hoping that at least when we travel over to Baton Rouge, that I'm hoping that they don't have it figured out on that weekend.
Definitely so. And then those Grambling State Tigers.
Again, Grambling, we've kind of had their number for the last few years. Last year, they got the better of us on the scoreboard, and now they come to Daytona. It's a game that, they're Grambling, and people love Grambling and that sort of thing, but Bethune-Cookman Grambling hasn't been a game that people circle over the last 5, 6 years. That game's going to be circled this year. I don't know why.
Big time.
I can't really think of a reason why, but I think there'll be a lot of eyeballs on that game for a multitude of reasons.
Heavy security around one number 11 for multiple reasons. And the granddaddy of them all, FAMU, Florida Classic.
Boom. Who?
You're right.
Yeah, man, listen, we wind up on the right side of the win-loss column against those guys last year, and now they have a completely new regime there with Quinn Gray returning to his alma mater, taking over. So you'll see 2 guys in Raymond Woody, coaching his alma mater, Quinn Gray coaching his. Both those guys had legendary careers in college, and they're building their legacy and reputation at their respective universities.
Definitely.
And it'll be a fun game. They got some guys coaching with them that held in the maroon and gold at one point. So I don't wish them well on that weekend.
Exactly. Well, that'll wrap up our schedule, man, and we'll see. We'll see how our Wildcats come out. So interesting. Busy schedule. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. Let me ask you this: do you like the fact that we only have one FBS team on the schedule this year?
Yes, and I think that only having one takes away your open week. So you just have to be strategic in your games. You got to play every game hard, but you just got to be strategic and come out of there healthy. I think we have the depth to do it. And I think you can play UCF tough. And then now you kind of, you play UCF tough, and then you just, as you said, that gets you prepared for that, the 4th game of the season against the Bulldogs.
Against the Bulldogs. But, I think okay.
That barometer check. Yeah,
That barometer check.
Yeah. Without further ado, I'd like to bring in a good friend of ours, Mr. Kahadre Hooker. How you doing, sir?
How you guys doing? Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Great to have you. I know we've been working together for a couple of years and trying to bring some new and innovative things to the fans and supporters of Bethune-Cookman, as well as helping the student athletes out on the gridiron. Kadri, tell us a little bit about NIL, what you do with your company, and can you get by in college athletics without NIL? You have the floor, sir.
Well, the first thing I would say is it's a new era of college athletics, especially men's basketball and college football, right? NIL is here to stay, and it's not going anywhere, regardless of what level you're on. It's the new norm, and so I know it's new for a lot of people. A lot of people is like, well, what is NIL, and how can we be involved, or why do we need to be involved? I think is the better question. As you mentioned already, we have been working for some time to try to find ways to help bring some opportunities to Bethune-Cookman's student athletes by way of the 1923 Society Collective. Collectives are not new in a sense. I guess amongst the HBCU community is probably new. But before I go down that tangent, so what is NIL? So obviously, NIL stands for name, image, and likeness, and that now gives student athletes the ability to monetize off their name, image, and likeness. As a former student athlete myself, I'm excited about it. I think student athletes are very deserving. And so, with that being said, schools are having to find creative ways, to pay their student athletes, especially now that they can participate in rev share. And so, yeah, that's in a nutshell, that is what NIL is. Now, are everybody operating off the same rules? Probably not. But like I said, NIL is here for the foreseeable future.
Most definitely here for the foreseeable future, and you answered it. Can we get by without it? The answer is no. How important is it to not only FBS, FCS, but to HBCUs? And what's the difference between NIL and revenue share?
Well, I guess I answered your first question. What does it mean? I guess you said to HBCUs. If you want to be competitive, if you want to have the slightest chance of retaining even some of your better student athletes from being poached by some of your Power Fives or Power Fours, then you better get involved in some capacity, right? I think, I understand that the resources are limited when you talk about, HBCUs compared to like PWIs, right? Obviously, the amount of money that has been spent on NIL right now is just crazy, especially when you talk about at that level. And then as far as like revenue sharing, obviously schools can now, the house settlement is allowing schools now to pay student athletes in addition to, their athletic scholarships or whatnot. And so what that means is guys are being paid essentially just like employees, right? You got some guys that are, making millions of dollars a year off their rev share agreements. And so the main difference is the rev share revenue that athletes are participating in that has allegedly nothing to do with athletic talent, right?
Right.
So they say it's supposed to function that way. And then as far as the NIL deals, which are typically done by way of collectives, are basically marketing opportunities for student athletes. When done the right way, is a business identifying an athlete, a student athlete that they want to work with to promote their brand at a fair market price, right? Which is negotiable by the player's agent, whatnot. Yes, college athletes can have agents now. Which is something new as well. But
don't remind me.
But they should have proper representation, and that's something that we could touch on a little later. But yeah, so that's the distinct differences between the two.
Definitely. Anything that you could possibly say to our fan base that, from what you've heard, even throughout the HBCU landscape, I know you work with FBS, FCS, and you have been working with some HBCU schools. What are you seeing throughout the nation in regards to HBCU schools and them picking up on NIL?
I think they're still learning. HBCUs are still learning, and I advise
Concur.
guys all the time. Well, while you're learning, other people are getting ahead. And I understand that you have to take your time and do vetting. And I'm not sure that the vetting and the learning phase is them more so them learning or them just, don't know where to go, how to begin, right? What I can tell you is the schools that are doing it and embracing it, they're going to start having a better and a higher competitive advantage when it comes to retaining student athletes. You do have some HBCUs out there that have been able to pay some of their student athletes. I want to say Norfolk State, they're participating in the Rev Share program, and I want to say they are. And then where's Deshaun Jackson?
Delaware State.
I want to say that they are players in the NIL space as well as far as HBCUs. And then this probably get your fan base fired up a little bit. I do know those folks down in Tallahassee.
I knew you were going to go there.
But and I would tell you, Ashley, she has done a phenomenal job at the Fang Exchange and really trying to bridge that gap, between school administration and what they bring to the table. And she's chipping away at it every day. And so, again, what I would tell your fan base and challenge your fan base to do is support. Whether it's $1, $100, support the cause, right? Because it's only going to, translate theoretically to success on the field and hopefully off the field as well, right? Guys will be more motivated about being student athletes. And so that, if I can give you one nugget, that would be the nugget, is to embrace it and support it. And then I would also challenge your school, the administrators. If they want to compete for championships, you essentially have to buy it. I think I was,
Indiana.
I was listening to a talk show, and they was talking about one program how they're just dumping money into it because if you want to win, it's just going to take money. I mean, unfortunately, most student athletes, and I would say rightfully so, I guess, they're going to the highest bidder these days. And sometimes you don't necessarily have to, be the highest bidder, but if you could just support in a minimum way and make a kid feel appreciated, I think that will go a long way. I know, we're comparing apples to oranges when you talk about resources amongst, like your HBCUs,
right,
and in the Power 4, Power 5. But again, those institutions are now poaching HBCU student athletes, right?
They are.
If you look at, and this may be an outlier, but when you look at when Dion was at
Jackson State,
and then went on to Colorado, they've been able to poach, some HBCU guys. I think,
right.
NIL has everything to do with that, right?
Definitely.
And so, like I said, if I can encourage your fan base to do anything, it would be to definitely support it. Your competitors, they are figuring it out. They're doing creative things. And so, yeah, that would be the message.
Thank you. Closing words for us, for the fan base. We're definitely going to see you many more times throughout the year. But closing words for February.
If you're a business owner, if you're a loom, if you're somebody who care passionately about Bethune-Cookman and the success of not just men's and women's basketball and football, but all of your sports, I would encourage you to, participate in some of the initiatives that the collective, has to offer, right? I can assure you that y'all's collective is in good hands, at least from what I've been able to see. We talk passionately about it. You're constantly asking me, well, what are the other guys doing now? How can we do something similar? Or, how can we get better? And so if a takeaway message would be, again, for you guys to just embrace it. It's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. In fact, it's probably going to get worse, right? Now, sure, there's going to be some guardrails that have to be put up, but it's here to stay. And I think when you look at your friends down in Tallahassee, their new head coach has made it crystal clear that he's calling out their supporters. And so if your football coach is even listening, I would encourage him to stand on the table, rally up the troops, the local businesses, and just embrace this thing. Because when you're winning, everybody in that community is going to win, right? They're going to benefit from you winning. People are going to be in town. They're going to be spending dollars in the businesses because we the greatest thing on earth playing right now, right? And so it's an investment, and you may not see the ROI immediately, but if you embrace it and do the small things and do it the right way, it should yield success on the field and off the field, and not just for your student athletes, for your university, and like I said, for those local businesses who are supporting.
Well, thank you, man. We truly appreciate it. Thank you for taking time out on your Thursday night to come on with us. We'll, as I said, definitely be talking. And Hail Wildcats.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yes.
My pleasure. I'd love to be back.
All right. We'll make that happen. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
All right, Jerry. Well, there you have it. So we talked about NIL, and we know that some of the stuff we're about to talk about, NIL was a huge part of it. So yesterday was National Signing Day, 2026, and our Wildcats brought in 38 guys. I know you and I talked earlier yesterday. At the end of the night, what was your takeaway?
I think the goal every recruiting cycle is to get better.
Yes.
And so the question was, my feeling this time last night, when you looking at the 38 players that we signed, do I feel like Bethune-Cookman has gotten better, stayed the same, or gotten worse, just based on preliminary, right? We don't know anything yet. But based on what we have returning and what you add with these 38 players, I feel like Bethune-Cookman got better. And so my initial analysis is this was a successful recruiting class. I think we got better. I think we specifically got better in the back seven on defense, at the linebacker spot in the secondary. I think that's what initially come to mind. Now, the great thing about this is that it really takes a season. It used to take 2 or 3 years to know if you really did well in recruiting, right? You had to wait kind of, till those guys became juniors a lot of time to know rather not. Well, that ain't the case anymore, right? We're gonna find out pretty soon, was this a successful season? And my first observations, my gut feeling is I walked away feeling very encouraged, thinking that Coach Raymond Woody, his staff, they brought in the kind of guys that can keep the positive momentum going forward and improve in the 2026 season.
Most definitely. Well, Jerry, without further ado, we will introduce those guys that our mighty Wildcat football staff signed on yesterday in our National Signing Day 2026 recap. First off, here we go. We have Mr. Tyler Jefferson. Tyler comes out of Lake City, Columbia. Tyler was a 3-star recruit out of Columbia High School, a young man that I watch almost every home game. Great size guy, 6'2", 220. Transferred in from Central Michigan to FAMU. We thought we were going to get him on last recruiting cycle. We weren't able to, but looking forward to having Tyler come into Bethune-Cookman and do some great things for us. So versatile, dual threat skill set. He threw for over 1,000 yards in high school, 9 TDs, and rushed for 475 plus yards, 5 touchdowns as a senior. Comes in as a redshirt junior. As I said, dual threat, good size, great athletic traits, hailing from North Florida. Very, very mobile. But his college production, he didn't play a whole lot at Central Michigan, and then when he went to FAMU, he did not get any time at all. So we're hoping for some great success out of Tyler here at Bethune-Cookman.
Quarterback room just got better. I think the quarterback room got better. Will Tyler come in and be your day one starter? He's going to have to compete for that. But he's the type of guy who, whether he's the starter or he's a backup, he's going to push the guys that's ahead of him. So I love the signing of Tyler Jefferson. Like you mentioned, we thought we had him last year. I know he has ties to family ties to Bethune-Cookman University.
Yes.
And so it's just good to have a guy like that in. He knows what to expect. I love guys that come from winning high school football programs. And there's a pretty good one up there in Lake City. I think you know a little bit about them.
Yeah, just a little bit, somewhat. Next up, Jerry, we have Joel Morris. Joel comes from Booker High School. They played the eventual state championship or state champions in Jacksonville Reigns Vikings. They knocked them off, knocked Booker off in the I guess that's the semifinal round up there in Jacksonville. Joel, high IQ, efficient, low turnover quarterback with proven leadership. He had a strong 2025 campaign to try to lead those guys to a state championship game, and they just came up short. He's great production. He's resilient, great throwing quarterback who gets it done day in and day out. So looking forward to some great things from him.
I am excited about this kid. Quite frankly, before the transfer portal era, before NIL and all this, the COVID period in which guys are playing college football for 7, 8, 9 years. For all of us old school people, this is not the type of guy that we normally get straight out of high school. He has that type of ceiling. This guy his ceiling is unbelievable in what he has the potential to be. And now he has to come in. He's got to learn the offense. He's got to learn the college game. I think people will see that he's more advanced than perhaps they thought. He's had more opportunities in the passing game than Tyler Jefferson did in high school. And so I think the ceiling is extremely high for this guy.
Definitely high ceiling for him, and looking forward to having some, great success out of Joel Morris. So we'll definitely be seeing. Next up, Cordan Patterson. Cordan, 6'4", projects well for a quarterback. Having a 6'4" quarterback is huge. is huge. And that's not to knock shorter quarterbacks, but taller quarterbacks, definitely see the field more. He has great output. He's not just a pocket quarterback. He's pretty dual threat. He uses his legs and runs through things. To be 6'3", 230 is a big quarterback. He hails from Roanoke, Alabama, played at Handley High School, triple athlete, plays football, basketball, and baseball. So his hand-eye coordination skills are great. So looking forward to great things from Cordan Patterson.
If nothing else, he passes the eye test. This is a big physical kid. Reminds us of a guy who wore number 1 last year and played quarterback for us.
Yes, sir, he does. He definitely does. So looking for great things out of Cordan Patterson. That'll finish our quarterback room. Jerry, there's a chance there might be a familiar face coming.
I'm not going to even speak on that, but I am praying on it. I mean, I'm praying on that one. That would be a huge win. And if the NCAA is consistent, That's a big if with the NCAA. You know that, right?
Oh, for sure.
God bless you. To all the NCAA people, this is not a negative. You guys are understaffed. I'm only speaking positive about you. But if the NCAA rules as if they have in the past, I think we're going to have some great news in that regard.
Definitely. So next up, we'll go to our running back room. We have Isaiah Daniel, explosive runner, strong yards per carry, average 8.4 yards per carry in 2025. He hails out of Tampa Bay Tech. We've had quite a few players from Tampa Bay Tech. 5'10", 180, has great acceleration, great burst. Was speaking to someone who big proponent of the Wildcat football program, and the coaches just had to see this young man in person because of his speed, his fast, twitch. He also adds value in the passing game. You could throw it to him out of the backfield, and he will scramble and give you great TD production. He's also a downhill guy. Finding a guy who's 5'10", 180, who's a downhill guy, man, you can't beat that, man. You definitely cannot beat that. So
explosive.
Yes.
This kid is one of those, when you watch him play football, who is that kid? He's one of those kind of guys. And so because he is explosive, and he's one of the kids that I have circled that say he will have an opportunity to contribute right away. Now, whether or not that happens or not, but he can do so many things. He can help you in the return game. You can put him in at the slot. You can, like you said, he helps you in the passing game. So from the backfield, you can throw it out to him. But this kid, he makes the first guy miss, and he is explosive. I'm excited to see what type of career he's going to have at the collegiate level.
I definitely excited to see the career of Mr. Daniel. Next up, we have Mr. Jalen Johnson, 5'10", 202. He hails from Baxley, Georgia. Transfer from USF, explosive, efficient, averages about 9 yards a carry. He has the ability to be productive. He gets out in space. Every time he touches the ball, he makes highlights from when he touches the ball. Very much a multi-threat when he was in high school. Went to USF, 5'10", 202. Not a small running back by any means, and looking for great production out of him here at Bethune-Cookman.
Yep, I think he has an opportunity to come in, and again, he's one of those guys who can do it all. For the running back position, he can get you those tough yards. He has some explosive playmaking ability in him. And so, again, the running back room that we have is already loaded, and now you're adding good players and great players into that room. I'm excited about this room and excited about the contributions that I think we'll get from a guy like Jalen Johnson.
Man, we're blessed to have a young man from our Bethune-Cookman football staff. I'd like to welcome in our recruiting coordinator, Mr. Gene Dezen. Gene, how are you this evening, man?
Man, what's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Doing great, man. Doing great.
Everybody
I'm sure.
Well? I'm
yes,
good,
sir.
Man. Just cool.
Gene, how many cigars you smoked after last night with the class you signed, man?
I don't even smoke.
Well, how many did you want to smoke? Were you pleased with the class?
Hey, honestly, last night I got some good sleep.
I was going to ask, did you get any rest,
I got
man?
some good sleep last night, though.
I've seen you over the last few weeks, man, and you've been on the go, man. You need to hibernate.
It's been a grind, man. It's, every day, all day, just on the phone, midnight, 1 o'clock, just trying to get things done, making sure these guys in compliance. It's just not, just come on, let's go. You're a Bethune-Cookman Wildcat. It's steps that these guys have to take administrative-wise, in order, to seal the deal.
Most definitely, Gene. And I know you've worked hard, long days and nights, being out on the road, and just No one understands. Gene, if you could just for a moment tell our fan base, like, what is it like to be not only a coach, but a recruiter to go out on the road? Take us through recruiting. A day in the life of a recruiter.
Constant change, constant communication. Communication is one for real, for real. Like anything that goes on a day-to-day basis, even if you get any type of information within minutes, you have to communicate that, we have a chain of command where we, just any type of information, because one misunderstanding or one piece of information that's out can mess up a whole, we can lose a kid like that. You know what I'm
Definitely.
saying? So, and sometimes you can't salvage from that. But a day-to-day recruiting is constantly on the phone, constantly finding guys, just literally, are they the fit for Bethune-Cookman? That's what a lot of people don't understand. Like, you have to be the fit for Bethune-Cookman. I say that because not everyone can play here. Yeah, it's a lot of guys that play great football. They got the skill set to, just about play anywhere, but can they play here?
Right.
It's a different situation. Like, you gotta, for one, great character guys. You don't want a guy coming in and mess up your locker room and all that kind of stuff. And then on top of that, you're talking about grades. You gotta find out, what type of student he is. Because our coaches, we don't like to chase guys for real when it comes to in the classroom, unless, we have our casualties where, okay, we got to grab this guy by the t-shirt, and say, hey, you're going to do this. This is how you're going to do it here at Bethune-Cookman. And we kind of help them through the way. But for the most part, you don't want too many of those academic guys on your team. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm sure that's how just about all coaches feel in the college football world, because we're already chasing from the jump. From once we wake up, we're chasing, and now you don't want to bring in a guy to mess up your room academically. Now you got to chase him academically, but yeah, that's in a nutshell, man. It's literally, in that recruiting world, man, it's communication is key, man. Any type of communication, the littlest things matters. Like, literally, the littlest thing matters. So any information you get on a kid, it needs to be passed down, trickled down, from transcripts to GPAs to even a high school kid. You got to talk about the 16 core and all that stuff. Can this kid get in here? Okay, he has a certain GPA, but can he get in Bethune-Cookman? Because high school has, coming from up under that that NCAA umbrella, that's one thing, right? Because the minimum for Division I is a 2-3 core. Now you got to jump the hoops from there. Okay, well, he got the minimum. Now he got to get in school. For us, is a 2-8 to get in Bethune-Cookman. So now it's like one of those situations where, okay, can we fix this guy? It's just a lot, man. We have checklists. I have checklists. The coaches know, and we work together to navigate through all the, the type of things that recruiting just comes with. But for the most part, is really, really communication. Like, if you don't have no communication skills, if you can't speak, if you can't, just about like text message, emails, all that stuff matters. Like, just got to dot your I's, cross your T's, man. And that's how you get kids. You know what I'm saying?
And
like,
stay ahead of the rules.
Yeah, the rules too. Like, as a recruiting coordinator, I'm the one that's kind of like the liaison between compliance and the coaches. You know what I'm saying? So before I even run to compliance, I'm letting them know up front what it is. So it's really my job to keep them guys, structured and in line, and to make this whole recruiting thing go. People just think recruiting is just, okay, come on, yeah, this kid can play, that kid can play. Nah, it's not that. It's not that. It boils down to, you know, what we need, what our numbers looking like. Like, for example, I heard when I got on, I heard you guys were talking about the running back room. We got a whole bunch of running backs in that room. I call it like, you know, I just be throwing numbers out there, man. We got like 15 running backs, but you know, we don't have 15 running backs. But I just put it in them terms to when guys do come to me and say, "Hey, I got a running back," I look up and like, "Oh, we ain't got no room for no running back, man."
Yeah,
right.
Like unless he's just a difference maker, like, you know, Jalen. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. But other than that, man, it's just, we just can't take a guy just to take a guy.
Right.
Like, we're not set up like that. We have to, you know.
We've evolved in our program.
Right.
And
then we have to
you
set
got to build
our
a
roster.
You got to build a roster. That's right.
Yeah, we have to set our roster the right way. You know what I'm saying? We just can't have 15 to 20 running backs on some type of money. How 15 running backs going to play?
Right.
You know so it's ridiculous. But a day in recruiting, man, it's fun. It's like a double-edged sword at the end of the day, literally. You just got to know the rules, communicate, and communicate some more at the end of the day, literally.
Understood.
But, you know, we could talk on and on about recruiting, man. There's so many
For sure.
avenues.
Stay on with us, Gene.
I'm just thinking off the top of my head right now, like, you know,
Gene, I got
I'm
a question
almost
for
done.
you.
I'm almost trying to, you know, not think anymore because we done wrap this class up and I could kind of like breathe a little bit, you know, regroup, hit the reset button. But it's a lot. Trust me, it's a lot.
Go ahead, Jerry. You had a question for Gene.
Yeah, I got to check. Well, first of all, I hope you continue to get some rest, brother. But I have a question. Have you noticed any change in getting into rooms and getting the attention of players, parents, and coaches over the last couple of years? You know, I'm saying that because, you know, sometimes programs are viewed in one light, right? You get some changes going on and you could be viewed more positively. Do you find it easier to get into rooms and get people's attention based on the things that have been happening at Bethune-Cookman recently?
Yeah, I'm a graduate from Bethune-Cookman, so I kind of know what Bethune-Cookman, you know, in that recruiting department needs. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it when I played here. You know, for me, I told myself whenever I get in that, you know, in those shoes or in that shoe to, you know, make a difference, I'm going to push customer service. Like, no matter what, customer service, like, however that looks like to anybody. Like, I'm going to make sure when you come to Bethune-Cookman, the littlest thing is going to matter to us. You know, like, just if you come in on a drop-in, you know, just make sure you leave with an understanding. Everybody loves understanding. Everybody want to know where they stand in the process. And we're going to let them know from the jump and not sugarcoat with it and let them know what it is. Because some people like that, you know, like to play in that gray area. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for example, you may get a kid that come in and ask for a scholarship, you know, and you have to literally tell them, hey, this is how we do things. This is what we have. This is what we don't have. You know, us over there in that building, we just tell guys what it is. Like, no matter what, whatever that looks like, if it makes them upset, they're going to know what it is from the jump. It's not going to be no sugarcoating. This is what it is. This is what we have. This is what you're going to see when you, after you leave and when you come back. It's going to be just like this. From the coaches on down. This family-oriented staff program that we're running. So we're not hiding anything, and just be transparent. We're real transparent. That's how we win, guys, honestly. A lot of people, is not transparent to these recruits. Me, I'm going to take time. I'm going to, hey, is there any question? Saying me as a recruiting coordinator, I'm going to go the extra mile to make sure this parent know what's going on and how we do things, because there's nothing better than understanding when someone or that parent, that kid comes there and you tell them what it is up front and not sugarcoat it. And that's how we win a lot of these guys, man. Like, literally, I know some people like, well, how you get this kid? How y'all get this kid? Because we're not telling them no lies. We just going to tell them what it is up front. Like it or not, that's just what it is. That's not even throwing out no money. That's free. Telling someone what it is, that's free. That costs you no money. And a lot of parents cool with that. They appreciate that.
Coach, for sure.
You telling me what it is, and we're not going to sugarcoat our life. I get emails and text messages all the time about how we do things at Bethune-Cookman University. Like, it be the smallest thing. Like, you guys had water for us.
Gatorade, snacks.
Gatorade. It be little stuff. Like, you'll be surprised. It be little things, like the littlest stuff. Like, people appreciate that. But, I can't spill all our secrets. You know what I'm saying? So,
keep some of that, Gene.
Yeah, I got to keep some of it.
Gene, stay here. We're going to discuss some of our other guys that we picked up on National Signing Day. A legacy player, Mr. Eric Weems Jr. Everyone knows his dad's Eric Weems, who played here as a Wildcat, was a great Wildcat. In high school, strong involvement in the passing game. He was a running back, wide receiver, hybrid type player. Also played some defensive back. Has good yards, good per catch yards. Can gain meaningful chunks of yardage in what he does. Just in how he touches the ball and what he does when he touches the ball. I had the pleasure of watching him play in the playoffs on last year. So, triple sport athlete, plays baseball and basketball. He has that lineage, as I said, to change games. What you smiling about, Jerry?
Yeah, what I would say about Mr. Eric Weems Jr., I'll say something to the fans. Let the man be his own man, y'all. We got to let this kid be his own man. We cannot hold him hostage to his name. And so I'm saying that because it'll be hard-pressed to name 5 players in Bethune-Cookman history that was better than his daddy. So we appreciate the legacy. We appreciate the fact that he understands what this is all about. I'm excited for judging Eric Weems Jr. on his own merit and letting him grow and be his own man. So I'm excited about what that looks like for him.
Gene, he's been a long time commit. Am I correct? To the Wildcats.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's been on our board for a minute. I don't watch his film a few times. Like you guys say, a legacy kid. He plays everything. You know what I'm saying?
He does.
Like, I was just watching his film. I go back, like, earlier today, I was just skimming back through watching, our signees film, just watching it over. I'll probably watch it about 6-7 more times, all of the guys. But he's an athlete. You know what I'm saying? Like, pump return, kick return, receiver, running back, shoot. He play everything.
He does.
So,
he does.
You need those type of guys on your roster, man, because you never know where, they can fit at for you at any moment. They used to playing numerous positions, for him, just like his pops. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did the same thing here at Bethune-Cookman.
Definitely.
And so I wasn't surprised at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the pedigree. You know what I'm saying? He's going to play for us at some point. Don't know
Most
where,
definitely.
but at
But
some
he's
point
gonna play. He's
he's
gonna get
gonna
on the
play.
field. Yeah,
Like
he's
he's gonna
definitely
get on
gonna
the
get.
field at some point. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So I don't know where because he's so dynamic. You know what I'm saying? You never know. Like football, you guys can get hurt, this and that. You got to find the next thing up. You know, so there's no telling. It's the sky's the limit for that kid, and you know, also for other guys that we done recruit. The more athletes you can recruit on your team, man, guys that play multiple positions, the better.
Definitely.
You know?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But he's a good take. He's a good take.
Definitely. Next up is Torrey Costin II, 5'9", 152 pounds from Beaufort, Georgia. Comes out of Beaufort High School, a well-known high school, has put plenty of athletes into college football and into the NFL. Torrey comes in, high yardage per catch, young man, 19.5 yards per catch. Not just a possession receiver, he's very, very explosive down the field. Plays wide receiver and DB. Will probably play him mostly at wide receiver here at Bethune. Very athletic. He contributes every play. Every play, this young man contributes to do what he needs to do to move the ball down the field. Change of direction, open field vision, all the traits that you look for in a big wide receiver. As I said, 5'9", 152 pounds, highly ranked young man who signed to play football here at Bethune-Cookman University. Jerry, what do you say about a young man from Beaufort High School?
Love this kid. If you're talking about comparables, obviously everybody's their own player. You know, they're their own man. We get all of that. But his style of play reminds you a lot of a Malik Huggins. Very explosive kind of guy. You know, he's a 1 foot in the ground and creates separation. When you look at him, you know, playing at Beaufort High School, they were the national champion last year, not just state champions in Georgia, but rated as the best team in America. He's playing on that team against other really good teams, and he is shining. I mean, he is standing out, you know, and so he is this is the kind of kid that gets you excited because of what his potential is and what he can be. And so I just love the explosiveness on this kid. This is a kid that I got my eye on to see if he can find a way to contribute in year one. We'll see. But he's the kind of guy that I get excited about. I love explosive playmakers, and he's definitely one.
Definitely so. Definitely so.
And I'll say this thing too. It's one thing when you watch guys high school film and you don't know. Sometimes you're like, okay, well, you know, I need to lose 30 pounds, and I could get separation against these guys, you know, because they're playing against no-name teams. No. I'm watching this guy run away from guys on Valdosta. You know, I mean, Valdosta, you know, you watch him, he's playing against elite competition.
A storied program.
From Beaufort, a storied program. But he's playing against other elite competition, and he looks different even against them. And that's the kind of thing that kind of jumps out to me is, okay, I'm watching you play. That's great. But I'm watching who you play against, and you're still doing that. Man, I'm excited about this kid.
Definitely. Next up, we have Darian Giles. Darian Giles, 6 foot, 175 pounds from Auburndale Senior High School. Has a great frame for a wide receiver at this level of football. Can do the boundary and intermediate roles. Has a high average per yard catch, 17 to 18 yards. Very similar to Torrey Costin. Has explosive play potential. Once you get him the ball, you let him get in the space and let him make the plays on his own. Very, very, very much what we needed, and great job by our coaching staff in going to get him.
Yeah. Polk County kid, you know, again, another football hotbed over in Polk County.
Yes, sir.
This kid, he reminds me when you watch his playing style, for those that from the Daytona Beach area, those familiar with SWAC football, Alabama State and Mainland High School had a guy by the name of Ajay Harrell. He has a very similar type of gait when he runs, very similar type of, movement. Once he gets the ball in his hands, big, he runs heavy, if that makes sense. He just kind of, once he get the ball, he's hard to bring down. He can make the first guy miss, whether it's running through a tackle or just a slight little wiggle. So again, an opportunity to see some production from this kid in the years to come.
Most definitely. Next up, we have Mr. Nate Johnson III, or Nathaniel Johnson III, transfer from Boston College, 5'9", 172 pounds. He hails from St. Petersburg, Florida Central Catholic High School. Explosive playmaking ability. Can gain chunk yards, strong ball skills, yards after catch potential. A guy who, when he touches the ball, he will stretch the field in little of no time. Very competitive. Has, as I said, great quickness, great separation. If he gets a step on you, then by the time he gets to the end zone, he's probably going to have 5 more on you. So that's the kid that Nate Johnson is.
A few more toys for Coach Pimpleton. I'm sure Coach Walker's also happy about the guys that are coming in. So again, a chance to watch another explosive athlete in this offense, year 2 under Coach Pimpleton. Let's see what happens when you get guys like this involved in the game plan, and see what they can do to go out and be game changers and difference makers.
Definitely so.
Difference makers right there. I like them 3. I ain't want to say too much, man, but
beat your chest, Gene.
These teams don't have some. Listen, they're gonna have to stop some of this stuff that we got, man. So that's all I really got to say. I ain't really say too much.
Just let it show.
Those three guys, especially Costin, freshman kid, man. And then you got Giles, and then Johnson coming in. Like, it's like flip a coin. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Receivers, we rotate them constantly. So any one of those guys get in, it's going to be the same. They're going to be like another one. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be one of those.
Keep on coming at you.
Man. Yeah. So we got some toys. We got some toys out there, man.
Coach Gene, it's funny that you say that, because Daryl and I were talking before off air, and we were saying that, a lot of people were nervous about, losing a Javon Ross, All-American, losing a Malik Huggins, all SWAC. And last year we had this we had a similar situation in which we lost our Dennis Palmer at running back. And Daryl and I talked off air and said, as big of a loss as that is, I think we'll be more productive in our run game in 2025. And sure enough, we were. And he and I were talking about this year with the guys that we have coming in. I love Javon Ross, love Malik Huggins, and I still think that the wide receiver room collectively may be better in 2026 than it was in 2025. How do you feel about that, Coach?
Listen, honestly, like, one thing I could say about everybody all the coaches on that staff, I'm gonna bet on them guys. Like, they are developers. So it didn't matter who. It could have been whoever, John Doe. Like, we're going to develop a guy that's going to be just like Javon Ross. Coach Walker does a great job. He's going to develop his guys. He know what he wants and know what he needs to keep, that offense going. You know what I'm saying? So those 3 guys, which you just named, any one of those guys getting that game, just know you're going to see another Javon Ross probably on steroids, Malik Huggins on steroids. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be even a better, offensive season for us this year, because just all those 3 names that you guys just mentioned, is going to be an impact player for us. So flip a coin, whoever, the starter
who's on the field at that time.
Yeah, whoever's on the field at that time, man, good luck. I'm sure these teams don't have 5 DBs to cover all these guys. And I'm not even talking about the guys that played last year. They're going to come in and do what they do. but I'm talking about the addition and our inside guys. You know what I'm saying? So good luck sticking those guys, man. I don't know. Good luck, whoever's out there. That's all I can say. Whoever's out there, good luck to you, champ.
Next up, a young man who I'm sure everyone in Volusia County is very familiar with. That man, Cameron Oxidine.
Before y'all start with this one, see, this is another one.
Another one. Ball player.
You see what I'm saying? Another
ball
one.
player. Yep.
Ball player. You just named 4 guys.
Mm-hmm.
4 guys.
Mm-hmm.
Flip a coin. Coach Walker, he's going to develop them guys into being those last 2 guys. You think you saw something last year.
Mm-hmm.
Wait till this year. You're going to really see what's really, what we got going on.
5'9", 165, a barn burner.
Ball player.
Oh, man.
I'm excited. Ball player.
Explosive, a man amongst boys out on the field.
Yeah. Ball
just
player.
Just throw the ball to him. That's it.
Just throw the ball.
Get in his hands. Just get in his hands. Yeah.
Throw the ball to him, man. And them guys going to get them yak yards, man. That's all I can tell you. Good luck. Good luck, defenses, whoever we play. I don't, good luck.
Next up, Jerry Thomas, 6'3", 205 from Lakeland Senior High School, another story history program over there. Physical profile that coaches salivate over. He's a boundary. Yeah.
Another one.
They're still coming.
I'm sure these guys, they look at, especially his film. Big dude, 6'2", 6'3".
Jumps off the board.
I can't even really explain it, man. Like I said, another one. I'm just keep saying another one. That's all I'm just keep saying.
Rack them up. Yeah. That's yes, sir.
And Coach Gene, would you agree with this? I think the first 4 guys, a couple of them can play outside too.
Dude, let's go first 5.
Yeah, I'm saying the first 4 guys, you kind of look at them helping you inside, maybe can help you outside. But the Thomas kid seems like an outside the numbers guy, can play, that X position, kind of play out wide and really kind of help you there. Mm-hmm. Say that?
He can play both.
He can play inside and outside?
Yeah, he can play. We're developers. All our coaches develop. We're going to make him, whatever we need him to do, he's going to do it.
He's a 4'5" guy at 6'3",
We're going to teach him how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to teach him how to do it. Inside, outside, in the backfield, we're going to use him the best way we know how to use him for our offense. Coach Pimp and them guys on that side, man, is, them guys, like I said, them guys is pure developers. They're going to take nothing and turn it into something. And
you started with something with them.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's my whole point.
Yes, sir.
If you give them nothing, they still gonna make it into something. But all 4 or 5 of those guys that we just talked about were something.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's gonna be, Jerry. He kind of reminds me of
Josh Evans, maybe.
Classic hero. I don't even say his name. I don't even say his name. Classic hero. Everybody knows.
There you go. Mm-hmm. Classic hero.
Classic hero, man. They know who I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So he's coming in hot as well. Jerry Thomas Jr. He's coming in hot. So they just better get
ready. He got to be good. Look at his first name.
Right.
You said it, Jerry. Man, let's go. Let's switch over to tight ends, a position that I know my man Gene is very familiar with. We'll kick off by starting out with Jabari Harris, 6'3", 216, out of Westlake High School, transfer from Hutchinson Community College. A big pass catcher, big blocker down the field, a guy who can switch between wide receiver and tight end, mostly play tight end, but 6'3", 216, a ball player.
Yeah. Listen, with Gene being a recruiting coordinator and a former tight end, for the next 4 guys, I'm not going to even talk. I'm just going to listen to Coach talk about the position and just keep my mouth closed. Go ahead, sir.
I like all of our tight ends that we got coming in. They fit our style. Again, we're going to make them do what we do on offense. Again, I'm going to keep stressing our coaches, our developers on both sides of the ball. We're going to develop the guy to do what we do on offense. So these guys are already coming in showing us that they can do it. Now is making sure they do it consistently. And these tight ends that we got coming in, for one, they show you that they willing to block. For one, that's first and foremost. Block. Be willing to block. Catching is a gift. You know what I'm saying? It's like a prize or a treat. So for us, we gon' guys know what we do on offense.
Gene, you for our listening audience, you came into Bethune-Cookman as a quarterback from Blanche Ely.
Yeah.
And you ended up playing what at Bethune-Cookman University?
Tight end. I came in, played tight end. Because I transferred from St. Paul.
Right.
Played quarterback there. And then the school shut down. Now I was able to go wherever. And then Brian Jenkins, when he got the head job, them guys, they were recruiting me out of high school. Because Coach McCray was on the staff as well, too, at that time.
Right.
And then when I was able to go wherever, I chose Bethune-Cookman for one because of Ryan Lewis was there. And I was like, Ryan, man, I'm coming over there. He was like, come on, let's go.
We got room for you.
The rest was history from there. Then came in, they gave me an ultimatum. Hey, I really wanted to play quarterback, but the scholarship was at tight end.
Right.
Around that time we had Matt Johnson and all them. You know what I'm saying? At quarterback. So I went to tight end where my school was getting paid for. Came in, weighing like what? Spring weighing like what? About 215, 210, 215. And then it just took off from there, man. Them guys, showed me
you can do it.
What I didn't know that I can do at tight end.
There you go.
Because I only played quarterback. I played no other position.
Being a team player.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to become a Indian.
Gene, I tell everybody that you made Everett leave campus and go to South Alabama. How about that?
Oh, listen.
I'm just
listen. Around that time, like, I tell people for real, like, you got to be different to come to Bethune-Cookman and play. Like, I don't think people understand that. The ones who know. If you know, you know. Mm-hmm. Like, the players that came through here, like, we had players that transferred in and thinking it's sweet, but it's really not. You know what I'm saying? It's really not. Don't think it's sweet because
hard to be a Wildcat.
I tell people all the time, this is a different place. People don't believe me until they get here. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever you done learned at the last, it don't pertain to here. Like, it don't. Even as a staff member.
Mm-hmm.
Even as a staff member, you come here and work. Whatever you learn somewhere else, like, you have to adapt to how Bethune-Cookman kind of run things. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a new day here, so it's different. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn how to adapt, communicate. You gotta have ingenuity, all kind of stuff, man. You gotta do that thing. You gotta do those type of things on a consistent basis too.
Right.
You know, so yeah, those tight end group, man. I love those guys, man. You know,
Another guy, Gene, Shane Moore, 6'5", 210. Another guy hailing from Stone
it
Mountain,
reminds
Georgia.
me. Listen, he reminds me when I saw his weight. I just wasn't 6'5", but you know, like we gonna put weight on him.
For sure.
So I told him, you know, on his visit, I told him, hey, don't worry about it. You know, I be teasing him about his weight, but then again, we're gonna put weight on him. We're gonna develop that guy. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna develop him into how we want him to play our style of football.
4'6", 40 guy can also play wide receiver to help out, but with a frame 6'5", 210, you cannot. And like you said, you can add weight to it. You can't buy 6'5".
Man, listen, that kid put some weight on him, man. The rest is gonna be history. He gonna be hell. He gonna be hell.
Next up, Mikhail Santa, 6'4", 212 out of Port Charlotte High School, a team who took Jones High School to the end. Jones eventually won that contest to go to the state championship game on this past season, but a very productive kid. He's a prototypical frame for H-back tight end prospect. Can add more mass to his body. Very quick guy. High usage, great pass catching ability. Another one of those multi-sport athletic guys who is going to call Daytona Beach Bethune-Cookman University home.
Yeah, we got him, Kale Santa, man. We got him early.
Yes.
We jumped him early. So, you know, the staff did a great job. Shouts out to Keith Tobridge.
Coach Toe. Congratulations to Coach Toe on the definitely.
He did a great job with him. You know, we sealed the deal. That's a 4.0 kid, core GPA.
Wow.
Like, not no badminton and crayon chewing courses. I'm talking about like
real deal.
GPA, like real deal. Core GPA is a 4.0.
Wow.
Smart.
So I already know what we're gonna get out of him.
Next up, Steven Williams, man, 6'7", 216 pounds out of Orlando Jones. Huge prototypical size for a tight end. Guy played some tackle in high school to help Jones go to the state championship game. Can play a multiple of positions at his height and size. Again, you can't buy 6'7", and with a 216-pound frame, another guy who can add weight and still be productive in every position you need him to play.
Sleeper kid. Sleeper. He's gonna, like I said, we're gonna teach him how to play our way. You know, he's familiar with, you know, the tackle position.
Right.
But he just couldn't keep the weight. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he couldn't get to 280. You know what I'm saying? Like the traditional weight.
Right. That we were looking for at tackle.
But
yeah.
He's going to be hell at that inline tight end deal. And, you know, I tell people tight end ain't, you know, catching wise, it ain't really slam, release, hitches, seam routes, stuff like that, you know, stick routes. You know, if you can do that, that's a plus. But for one, you know, we're inline guy that's going to do some good things for us.
Most definitely. Man, let's flip over to the offensive line. Next up, Shamari Bowen, 6'4", 286-pound young man out of Miami Southridge High School. Had a ready-made frame. What do we talk about when we say a ready-made frame? If he sets in his mind that he's ready to play college football today, then he's ready to go on the field and play football. Has played multiple spots on the offensive line, can play him inside, can play him outside. Just a guy who can move from guard to tackle. Has a great football IQ, has a high motor. You can't teach high motor. You can't teach football IQ. You either got it or you don't have it. This young man has it. Next up, we will talk about Mark Holloway. Mr. Holloway is a 6'4", 295-pound guy who comes out of Lakewood High School in St. Petersburg, Florida. Has great run blocking efficiency, has great pass pro potential. Pass pro is huge. Protecting that guy who's standing back there with the ball, trying to throw it downfield, keeping somebody out of the backfield. A guy who is great at protecting the quarterback's blind side.
Coach Gene mentioned earlier that there's some guys that people are saying, how in the world did you get him? Mark Holloway is one of those guys that you say, how in the world did you get him? Great job on sealing the deal there. That's a football player right there.
Definitely a football player. Definitely a football player.
And B. Wash got some toys, man, to play with.
He does, man. I bet you he's just rubbing his hands together, and we ain't talking about for a plate of fish.
Yeah. And
he got some ball players.
Yes, sir. Coming next. Mark Holloway is one of them. You got another one up there that makes me really excited.
Dexter Mincy.
That's him right there.
6'3", 328 from Jonesboro, Georgia, Cedar Grove High School, listed at 320 with a sturdy, powerful build. A great anchor against bull rushes, interior pass rushes. Bring them on. Consistent at the point of attack. No, go ahead, Jay.
What I love about this kid is sometimes people just get excited about how big is a kid. When you watch this kid play, first of all, when you look at him on film, he reminds you a lot of Antoine Wells, who started for us for 3 or 4 years here at Bethune-Cookman. But he has better feet. He has this guy's mobility and feet at that size is, I'm watching. I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to run gap scheme with this guy, because he moves bodies. He can go forward and push you, but he's also a guy that you can pull, you can get some movement out of him. I am the last two offensive linemen, Holloway and Mincy. I am, man. Again, I'm standing up and applauding the job that you guys did in landing him, Coach. Great job in bringing in this kid. I am excited about him and his feet, his mobility, and his potential.
Named all region. Named all region. Our last offensive lineman, Mr. Odonis Pierre, 6'3", 286 from Miami Northwestern. All right, the Bulls. All right. Can be played at tackle and guard. Great in inside sets, inside edge schemes and things of that nature. At near 300 pounds, that massive size and standing at 6'3", it's going to be hard for defensive tackles to get around this young man. And he's very agile to move around, to block you at the point of attack, stab, man. As Gene said, Coach B. Wash has tools to work with.
Coach Washington, Coach Keys, those guys do a tremendous job with those guys, man.
Definitely. So.
Don't be surprised you see 3 freshmen starting out there, or vice versa. I don't know. Whichever 5 guys, I know when we play that first game, they're gonna be ready.
It's gonna be 5 of our best.
Ready. Oh, because you remember at one point we had 3 freshmen starting on the whole
Yes, sir, we did.
4, wasn't it? Was it 3 or 4? Right? Yeah, I remember a couple.
Yeah,
years
at
ago.
one point it kind of turned into. Because he was like back in and out. Like Vince Forney ended up going to FAU. Yeah, so those guys, man, I got to tell you guys from the jump when I first got on, we got some developing coaches. These coaches want to develop these guys. That's why you see when the season over, that spring semester or that fall semester, whatever, a lot of those guys go to bigger places.
Bigger places, yeah.
None of our guys go lateral.
Right, right.
All of them go up.
Yes, sir.
None
Yes,
of them,
sir.
you haven't seen none of our guys went from Bethune-Cookman to Alabama State or whatever school in the SWAC, Jackson State. You haven't seen that. The
Nope.
last old lineman that we had, what? You talking about Oregon State,
Yes.
Tico,
Yes.
So those guys is like, and then you talking about Melvin Puckett, Akron. Those guys just continue to move up in the ranks as far as school wise. So big shout out to those guys, man.
Big shout out.
Coach Washington, Coach C's. Those guys do a tremendous job developing and spending time with their players and making sure when we play on Saturdays, we put on a good show for the fans.
Definitely.
Ready to go.
Guys, we'll flip over to the other side of the ball. We'll go defensive, and we'll start out with our defensive lineman. First up, Elijah Daniels, 6'1", 295, from a place that I'm familiar with, Buchholz High School, Alachua, Florida, Gainesville. This guy's a transfer from Austin Peay. 6'1", I said 295. He pretty much comes in at 315, brings bulk and low-end strength, very solid. Tree trunks as legs, man, very powerful. Can take on those double-team blocks, shed it off. Can take a gap on. We talk about gap integrity. This young man has gap integrity and can hold it. So you have to, as a running back or as a back, bounce it outside, and we'll see in a little bit those linebackers who help come clean it up. So Elijah Daniels, 6'1", 315 from Austin Peay.
Yeah. Nice looking football player. Loved his film at Buchholz. Obviously another very good football program here in the state of Florida, another winning program. Not only does his film look great and is a good kid, and he looks great as a football player, really good kid. He's a really good dude.
Kid.
Had a chance to interact with him a couple times, and really excited about him and his career at Bethune-Cookman.
Yeah, he's going to be a great player for us. Going to be a great Coach Coley going to get them guys going.
Definitely so.
Because I coach the D-lines as well. So we going to get them guys going, man. So there's no if, buts, and questions. They have no choice but to get going. They have no choice.
Another guy who's on campus every day, ready to work out, ready to get after it, man. Christopher Medina, 6'2", 305, from Lake Worth, Florida, came out of West Boca Raton High School. Man, prototypical interior D lineman. Another guy who's able to handle double teams, clog up gaps, everything you need up front, and has a great pass rush threat. He'll 8 sacks on this past season, great penetration ability. He beats blockers easily, and he creates pressure up the middle, which you cannot, again, teach on that D-line. Very versatile, can flip over. High tackle production, very active against the run. Christopher Medina.
Yeah, this is one of the kids that I'm most excited about coming in the class, specifically on the defensive side. He has the potential to be one of those kind of kids that when offensive coordinators go in game plan, they say, find a Medina kid.
Yes.
Let's find this kid.
We got to chip him, man.
To grow into that type of player that's just highly disruptive, highly active. Again, already has good technique, even as a high school player. And so, again, I'm excited about this tool being in the hands of that defensive coaching staff.
Definitely.
Yeah, he uses his hands very well. That's one thing I like about him.
Next up is Raekwon Smith, a 6'2", 295-pound defensive tackle. A lot of interior power and has great anchor ability. hails from Tallahassee, Florida, played high school at Lawton Childs High School. He's a transfer from North Alabama. Has a great run-stopping presence. There's not much that gets by Raekwon Smith, another guy who's very active and was happy to come down to Bethune-Cookman and continue his collegiate career. Very physical, a lot of power, ready to get off the ball.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to get into his film much. I saw it very, very sparingly. Coach, tell me more about Coach Smith, about the player Raekwon Smith.
Raekwon, man, he has a chip on his shoulder.
He does.
Let y'all know. You know, he has a chip on his shoulder. He walks around like it. He don't really say much. And, you know, he just put his head down and work and take the coach, you know, soaking everything in. But the fans are going to, you know, see what he's about come spring, the spring game. But that kid, I heard tell you, that kid got a chip on his shoulder. I feel it when I talk to him. You know, that's just what he gives off. You know, he's just ready to come and work and finally, you know, get a chance to showcase his talent.
Let's flip over to the linebacker side of the house and go to Citrus Baker, a 6 foot, 205-pound linebacker that hails from Miami, Florida, Miami Northwestern High School. Another one of those Miami guys, has a frame suited definitely for outside linebacker with high production, gives great tackling and run support. A lot of solo tackles in high school. Very aggressive blitzer, and we've seen those over our years here at Bethune-Cookman. And another smart guy, 3.8 guy, strong GPA, student athlete, and he's dedicated to his academics. So great football player there, Citrus Baker. And I know we spoke about it earlier, Jerry.
You know this is one of my guys right here. This guy plays violent. I love it. I mean, it's a violent football player. And so when he see it, he diagnose it, he's gone. And when he gets there, you know, he's going forward and the ball carrier's going backwards.
There's calamity.
Not only can he get there's calamity. Not only can he get downhill and run the alley well, but he also has good lateral quickness. He can run things down from sideline to sideline. This is again, as Coach Gene said earlier, one of those players that you said, how in the world did we land him? But I am excited about this kid's future.
Yeah, one thing about him, his family, you know, his pops and all those guys that we're in tune with, you know, they just care about the opportunity that we present to him, that, you know, the stage that we set for them, and, you know, they see that they can succeed in our system. And he's one of those guys that I feel like going to come in and make an impact as well, too. Like you said, he's see ball, get ball. That's the type of guy he is.
That's him. That is him.
He's one of those guys that I'm high on. Feel like that's going to come in and really give everyone an eye opener. Like, oh man, like how we get this kid? Like how y'all land this kid? Like that's basically how people is going to react when they see this kid play in our system, because we're going to continue to develop these guys on and off the field.
Definitely.
On and off the field. You know, it's heavy off the field. You know what I'm saying? Because on the field, they want to do right. It's off the field challenges that we have to make sure it's up. You know, but all these guys that we talked about, we're looking for them to come in and be a major impact every way possible.
Definitely.
On the field, off the field, in the community. We're looking for them to come in and make a change and get Bethune-Cookman football back to where it's supposed to be. And we feel like staff, we have brought in the right guys to make that happen.
Definitely.
Yeah, and there, I know we got to move this along, but I will say this too. It's good to see when you watch guys like Citrus Baker and you see how natural he is at the position and his ability to diagnose. You think, I wonder if, I'm sure Coach Gene would have more insight to this. If there was a concerted effort, it seemed like it was, to go out and recruit guys who played the position, because over the last several years we have so many guys at the linebacker position who were new to the position, learning the position, converted from other positions. So now you're getting guys who played it for some years, played it for a long time, and hopefully we get to see that uptick in production from that position, because you're getting guys who are a lot more familiar with being in the box.
Right. Like you said, there's guys that we wouldn't get. That's what today's football is, man. If the portal wasn't in effect, like, it's half of these guys that we talked about, we wouldn't be able to touch them.
Right.
They'd be on their rosters, So, but like I said, it's a double-edged sword.
It is a double-edged sword. Let's talk about another thumper, guys. Malachi Boone, hailing out of Sumter High School, 6'2", 240, transfer from UCF, prototypical off-the-ball linebacker, big enough to engage in run fits, agile, a true thumper, a run and hit physicality. If he gets there and you're not getting down, you're getting knocked down in his way. Not the way you want to go down, but the way he wants to knock you down, and it's not going to be pleasant. Can also cover from the linebacker position. Also has a brother, and I know we were trying to bring his brother in. Brother just signed with Murray State, but the whole family is football players, and looking for great things out of Malachi. Blessed to get him out of UCF.
Yep. I think the linebacker position and in the secondary are the two position groups that that got the biggest upgrade from the signing class. I just think that what you're adding to the linebacker position, the guys you have returning, what you're adding to them, I think I expect the production level in 2026 to be demonstratively better than it was in 2025. Nothing bad about 2025. I just think that you've upgraded tremendously at the linebacker position, and Malachi Boone is one of those guys to help do that.
Definitely.
Did you guys see? You see, when I look at the film, I don't just look at the high school. I mean, not the high school film. I don't just look at the college film. I look at the high school film.
Yes, yes.
Look, he took a now hitch like 40 yards.
Yes.
Did you see that?
Yes. He is a ball player.
He's a football player.
Actually sit and evaluate people. And he's pretty athletic.
Very.
He's pretty athletic.
Humble young man, doesn't say much, just very mannerable. But when those lights come on, or he puts that helmet on, he's a terrorizer.
Right.
Yeah, he's a terrorizer. Next up, someone that we're very familiar with, Quinn Evans. 6'1", 230 pounds, from Jones High School. Consistent tackler, run stuffer, a guy who can stick his hand in the dirt, a guy who can stand up, but he's coming. He's going to come to get you. Had a significant total tackles on this season. Great football instincts, active presence to go find the football. I announced one of the Jones game against Port Charlotte against Mikael Santa, and this young man played some football. Has great pass rush ability, has 7.5 total sacks on the 2025 season, knows how to get in the backfield. He can come off the edge, he can come inside, he can come as a blitzing linebacker, high turnover impact. So when he gets to you, he's hitting you, he's separating you from the ball and making it happen for his team. Great physical profile, a guy who's ready to almost come in and play day one.
Tackling machine. I mean, just tackling machine. We kind of starting to repeat ourselves again now.
Yeah.
Another one of those kids is like, how in the world we get this kid? Another one. But this guy is a tackling machine, and he's one of the reasons why I made the statement that I made just about 2 minutes ago. I think the linebacker position may be the position group that got the biggest upgrade in this recruiting cycle. Quentin Evans, another reason as to why I believe that statement is true.
Definitely.
Yep.
Thumper.
For sure. Linebacker, DB.
What you
Traffic.
need.
We gonna
Another guy, Joseph Evans, 6'2", 215 pounds, from Olympia High School, transfer from Iowa Community College. A guy who has a multi-role linebacker who will come and make you have a bad day. He can make you have a bad day. I put NFL-type body on this guy, man. NFL-type body on this guy, and man, it's going to be great to see Joseph out there in the maroon and gold.
don't be surprised go pick 6.
Yes, he will take it to the house.
Pick 6.
Well, he just has good covering ability, period. I
Yes.
watched this on his film. You watching him get in the hip pocket of slot guys, not just tight ends, slot guys, and running with them.
Them Evans boys, man.
Them Evans boys, man. The stuff they do, man, I tell you. They cost some people their jobs.
Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo.
Man, the next guy up, man, London Hall, 6'2", 210, from St. Petersburg, Florida, hailing out of Clearwater Central Catholic, transfer from Temple University, one of the nicest guys that you can meet when he doesn't have a helmet and shoulder pads on. But when he does, a production linebacker. Our production linebacker can cover in space, can do whatever you ask him to. Multi-position player. We're bringing him in here to play as a linebacker. Has great experience. Had quite a bit of playing time at Temple University. Just a person who you can put in various sets, various things, and he's going to be a difference maker.
Yeah, wouldn't mind seeing him being an edge player for us. Wouldn't mind at all. Watching him in that hybrid role because, again, good-looking ball player. I'm going to say the same thing for about the 4th time. The linebacker position is the position that got the single biggest upgrade in this recruiting cycle.
Definitely. Definitely. Next up, Jamar Jean Jr., 6'2", 205, out of Boynton Beach, Florida, American Heritage School of Boca del Rey. Very versatile. Played on both sides of the ball at American Heritage.
Yep.
Has a linebacker body, of course, with enough mobility to move around. Very physical. A guy who's very physical in the run and has great tackling tools. And also could play on the other side of the ball if you need him to. But we're going to try to hold him over on the defensive side of the ball to help out over there because we're pretty good over there on that other side of the ball as of right now. So Jamar Dean Jr. Signed to be a Wildcat.
This kid ball hawk.
Very much a ball hawk. Very much.
And get to that ball. That's all I can tell you. It's like, if the term the ball is the program was a human being, it'd be him. So he chased that ball. You know what I'm saying? So he gonna get to that ball any way possible. Like you said, coming off the edge, wherever he's at, he's gonna find the ball.
Gene, you mentioned earlier watching some not just college film, but some high school film, and the system is finally acting right. So let's talk about Sadani Gay, man. 6'1", 195 pounds, out of Miami Northwestern, transfer from FIU. A guy who tracks the ball, comes out of a strong high school program in Northwestern, who plays in the state championship almost every year. A guy who spent a year at FIU. in Coach Simmons' system, but a ball player, a true ball player, no nonsense guy who comes to play football.
Mm-hmm. This kid, he'll hit you. Like
He will
not
definitely do
only
that.
he can cover, he got ball. He will hit you too.
Yes,
So
he will.
That's another plus. That's a plus for me that I like about him. Like, yeah, he got ball skills, ball in the air. He know how to track the ball, but he know how to play that run fit as well too. He gets in that run fit. He'll stick his head in there and thump you.
Wow. So Donnie,
Yeah.
man, and we were blessed to get him. I know he was a late addition, but glad that things worked out for him, and we were able to bring him in here to Daytona to help in the defensive backfield. I know that's one of Jerry's prize places back there in the back there. So looking forward for great things.
I like Sadani. I know we haven't got to another player yet who also came from FIU. What I love about both of those guys, we'll keep it on Sadani right now, is what Coach Jean just mentioned. Is you got guys in the back end who they won't just hit you when they get there, but they're sure tacklers. And so that's something that, you like to see us clean up from the past. And you went out and got guys who can get there and get guys on the ground, not miss, and want to be engaged in the run game. And so definitely. I think Sadani's one of those guys who wants to be engaged, and he can actually he can help us out in the back end.
Shouts out to DB Doctor, man. Coach Otis Miles.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Coach Miles. Pimp tight.
Guys going.
Another guy we're bringing in here, Elijah Gerard. Elijah, 6'1", 200 pounds, out of Cypress, Texas. A transfer from University of Texas Permian Basin. Has just great ball skills. If you put it up in the air, he's going to go get it. A guy who tracks the ball well, who will definitely, yes. He knows one thing, and it's coming to thump.
Corners and safeties, we recruit DBs, man. You know what I'm saying? So them guys gonna be able to do it all for sure. And them guys got to be able to tackle.
Most definitely. That's the name of the game, and these guys. I think we didn't rank so well last year in our defensive backfield, but there's a changing of the guard this year. There's definitely a changing of the guard. These guys coming to play early and play a lot and turn things around here for our Wildcats in the defensive backfield. And I know Coach Miles is eager and licking his chops to get those guys out there and ready to play. So, yes, sir. Our next guy up, man, my guy, local guy, comes out of Spruce Creek High School, 5'11", 165 pounds. As I said, out of Spruce Creek High School, very, very intelligent guy, another legacy grandson of a legacy player, knows how to read quarterbacks, stays tight in coverage, makes plays on the ball, will be sometimes 10, 15 yards back and come up and make a play out of nowhere. And where did that guy come from? Xavier Lucas. Football runs in his family. He comes from a family household with his dad coaching the JUCO team here. Big time tackler, gives great run support, very versatile, really nice young man, doesn't say much, but has the speed and ability to be a game changer. Another guy who can add quite a bit more weight to his frame.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, from the time this guy first got on the scene in Volusia County football to where he was by the time he graduated, you just see a kid that just went in, put in the work, and just got better every year. So yes. You love guys like that on your team, guys that go in, come to work. Coach Woody has a cute little phrase right now.
Come to work to go to work.
That's it. Yeah, I couldn't get it right. But, Lucas is one of those kind of guys that, you just watched him grow and just, I don't think he's reached his ceiling yet. I think there's
No.
still room for him to continue to grow. And so I'm excited about him and just, again, love guys that come in, put on their hard hat, do what they got to do to make the team better. And I'm looking forward to him doing that for us here at Bethune.
Another guy. Next up, man, we got Sam McCall. This guy, man, Sam, 6'1".
Cheat code.
206 pounds, hailing from Lakeland, Florida, played at Lake Gibson High School, transfer from FSU, Texas A&M, Georgia State, and now a Wildcat. 6'1", long arms, good length, a ball player, guy who contests catches, makes plays on the ball, can go between cornerback and safety. Just a guy who knows football back and forth.
If you were a scout saying, I'm coming to Bethune-Cookman, NFL scout, I'm looking for the guy has the most pro potential, I think Sam McCall would have to be at the top of that list. If he's not number one, he's not lower than 3. He can play cornerback, which I think is his preference, but I think he is better at safety or can play your nickel and your star position. The thing is, he can play every position in the defensive backfield. That's what I'm ultimately alluding to. I would love to see him. I think he's going to be fine wherever he goes. So I won't even speak on that. I think but at the safety position, I think you got an NFL type guy back there.
You definitely do. You definitely do. And Sam McCall, happy to be here, man. Another one of those guys who has a high football IQ. When he steps on the field, it's all about football and making it happen for the maroon and gold. That's what we have.
He just looks different than everybody. He's on the field. When this guy showed up first of all, he had a game on ESPN in high school against Lowndes High School. He was just insane. But when he played for Florida State, he didn't leave Florida State because he couldn't play. He left Florida State just because he didn't want to wait his turn.
Right.
He was.
I want to play
Florida
now,
State,
Coach.
Yeah, I want to play right now. And so, but and the plea for him at Florida State was, can you just give us some time and wait your turn? It wasn't you're not good enough. So sometimes we see guys get in the portal and we don't know the answer. This guy has pro potential. He has pro potential. That's not an exaggeration.
Next up, guys, we got Trey Rigby. Trey Rigby, 5'9", 170 pounds, Miramar High School, transfer from Ferris State. At Ferris State, if that name reminds you of anything, a championship caliber team, Chambliss from Ole Miss. That's where he came out of. Quick change of direction, burst ability guy, very useful in short routes and man-to-man. He has above average straight line speed and stamina, which is very valuable for defensive backs. Great playmaker in pass coverage, and as I said earlier, great ball skills and recognition ability, something that, you either have or you don't have it.
Yeah. Ferris State, your reigning Division II back-to-back national champion.
Yes, sir.
And so,
come on with
why you say we got a Division II guy. Ferris State would probably be a top 10 team if they were FCS playing at our level. So you getting a guy, you watch him play, and you can take his film at Ferris State and translate that directly at the level that we play here at the SWAC. So you getting a ready-made football player, a guy who's ready to step in and contribute for you right away.
Most definitely. And looking for great things out of Trey, man. As you said, a lot of those guys who've left Ferris State have went on to do great things at high collegiate programs. Very much so. So looking for, as I said, great things out of Trey, and I know he will bring those talents to here to Daytona. Next up, man, we got Artrell Ross, another guy, 6'1", 178 pounds, from Lake Butler, Union County High School. He's a transfer from Kaiser and Allen University. And if you know anything about North Florida football, Union County, Lake City, Columbia, nothing but ball players out of that area. Ain't nothing to do either. You're doing
Madison County.
yes, sir. You either
Baker
throwing
County.
pulpwood, you're
Yeah.
throwing watermelons, or you're playing football, or you're doing all of them.
Swanee Live Oak.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Call the roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's football pedigree there.
This kid right here, track kid, really. So he can run pretty well.
Wow.
He has ball skills, especially when it's in the air. If you watch his film, you know what I'm saying? Like guys who know watch his film. And again, he shows that he will come up and hit you.
Yes.
So
gives great tackling and run support, man. Heck of tackler and run support.
DB room pretty well. You know what I'm saying? So good things coming, man.
Great things coming. Gene, I understand why you're so tired, man, that you're trying to get rest, bro.
38 players, man. 38.
Listen, people don't understand, man. Like recruiting, like you gotta love this. Like you can't just like it.
Right.
You can't like it because, you know, in recruiting, it's gonna be heated arguments. It's gonna be, you know, mishaps, etc. You gotta fix. You gotta all that kind of stuff.
Gene, you ever broke any tables, man? Because I know you have to stand on them sometimes.
Nah.
Not yet.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of those guys that's like get real, you know, hostile that. But I do, you know, sometimes have to, you know, say something.
You stick up for the guys who you know are players, so you know.
It's with challenging a guy and say, hey, all right, what don't you see that you, you know, in this guy that you don't think he's fit? But you know, one thing we do as a staff, like we do come to an agreement, and then whatever the agreement is, that's what it is, and we all ride with it. You know, we're gonna mess up together.
For sure. For sure, man.
Go out messing up together. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We all agree to it. You know, you know, but we know that one person has the say so. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta go with it and make it work.
Yes.
So that's the thing. You gotta make it work. However that looks like.
Our last guy in the defensive backfield, one of the guys that Jerry was talking about earlier, Preston Thompson, 6 foot, 182 pounds, out of LaBelle, Florida, Clewiston, Moorhaven High School, transfer from FIU. A great college cornerback, has a safety frame also, enough size to contest catches, and enough ability to handle coverage duties. Very, very versatile defensive back. Has high production, had high production in high school. Last year, high school, 57 tackles, 2 interceptions, man. A ball player, a definite ball player. And Jerry, I'm going to let you talk about Mr. Thompson.
You just said it. This is a ball player. Again, a guy who can play corner. I love him in the start position. I love him in the nickel. Because of his ability to cover and come up and support the run, I just love him in there. But he can also play in the back end. He just, you know, again, one of these guys who's a defensive back, who's an athlete, who's one of the reasons why I said earlier the 2 positions that I think got the biggest upgrade was the linebacker position and in the secondary. He is one of those guys who just jump off the film and scream, I'm ready to play right now. And so I'm expecting Preston Thompson to come in here and do big things. He's going to, you know, challenge some guys who are already on the roster that if they want to keep this, you know, if they want to step up and take one of those vacant positions that were lost to graduation and other things, then he going to certainly put his name in the hat to have to compete for it. So I love this kid. I love him. I love some of the other ones, but I think he has a chance to be an excellent football player at Bethune-Cookman University.
Most definitely. That'll round out our defensive back room. Now we'll move to our specialists. We're up to, we've covered 35 players as of now. We'll go through our last 3. Next up is a long snapper, Grayson Clapman, 6'1", 180 pounds from Pompano Beach. One of those, another storied program, Chaminade Madonna. They might as well just, come December, just build a field house to play a state championship game.
You can go ahead and start carving their name on the championship now, but they might be in that last 8 thing they have now. So
the Sunshine State,
Sunshine, story program. Yeah, long snapper. Here's the best thing we can say about him. Hopefully, we don't hear his name a whole lot. That means he's doing an excellent job as a long snapper, right?
Definitely.
So when your long snapper's doing a great job, you really don't hear their name much. And so, but again, one of those kids who comes from just a great program. He's had all the training and all the things necessary to excel. So, glad to have him on board.
He's one guy who, after the ball is snapped, and they can't cover him. They can't. He's getting down the field to find the ball, and a person we're going to cover soon. Yeah, go ahead, Gene.
I say I like him. He's gonna keep the ball inside and in front.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We know what we did on special teams this past year, so looking for more of that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Another young man, Aiden Lanier, kicker from New Smyrna Beach, Florida, came out of Spruce Creek High School, transferred from Simpson College. He was a 4-year starter at Spruce Creek, 2-time Special Teams Player of the Year in high school. He finished his prep career with the most career points in Spruce Creek history, which is a long history. That's a lot to say coming out of Spruce Creek. So looking for great things out of him. Has great leg strength and a lot of accuracy, as you can see here on film. Strikes the ball right where it needs to be struck at. It's a sweet point. And looking for Aiden to put a lot of points on the board for us. As he and Juan, man, are going to be our best friends. Once we score.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hopefully not a lot of field goals. Definitely, hopefully not a field goals. How was it, Gene, bringing him back home?
Our head coach, man, he's
locked in Spruce Creek.
All for bringing guys back home, especially live in the area, Daytona Beach, and Atlantic High School, Mainland High School. If he could bring those type, he's all for that.
Definitely.
Our program.
So. And last but not least, our last player, Isaiah Gallagher Cheaton.
Yeah, the last guy we had that came from where he came from, where he's at now.
Yes, sir. Big guy, 6'3", 205 pound from Brisbane, Australia. He's a transfer from Livingstone College. Averages 40-plus yards per punt. So a person who can change the field, turn the field around for you. Also doubles as a kicker himself. A lot of playing experience. Used to play big-time soccer. And I know that intrigues Jerry. Jerry's a big-time soccer guy. But looking at the great things from Isaac. Big guy. Could probably play other positions if we needed it. But, yeah.
Size on him.
Yeah, he does. He has great size on him. Great size. So, looking for great things out of him.
We gonna get the best of him.
My man. That was the 38th player, guys. So, great signing class. Shouts out, as we said earlier, to Coach Dezen, as a recruiting coordinator, and the coaching staff, you guys have made us as Wildcats proud. And looking forward, we'll be there to support you during the spring, and we'll be there to support you during the regular season. And looking for great things, and looking to head to Atlanta for the national championship game. Um, so that's what the outlook is. That's definitely the outlook. Closing words, Coach Dezen.
Appreciate you having me on the show.
Yes, sir. Thank you for being here, man. I'm glad. I know it was short notice.
I talked about it before. Hey, I'm gonna get on this show one of these days.
I know, right? Thank you for coming on, Gene, man. I tell you, we've been trying to get you on for a long time, and it finally happened. And what better day than the day after National Signing Day to hail these players that you guys worked so hard and diligent to bring in. And we're happy. Wildcat Nation is happy. And, you know, I got a lot of texts and calls yesterday. Man, we signed an impressive class. And, you know, all the hard work and effort that went into it, you know, all the Gatorades being drunk out of your little refrigerator and the snacks and everything. And, man, I tell you, great job, Coach. Great job. Great job.
People know what all you have to do to get these guys in. And I don't know the half. They don't know the half.
Definitely. Well, Coach, we'd love to have you on. Anytime you want to come on the show, man, we're glad to have you on. We're going to be on here once a month when it's not football season. We'll be checking in during spring practice and updating the fans on everything that's happening. And we look forward to having you on the show again.
Cool.
Yes, sir. Hail Wildcats.
Appreciate you, Coach.
Hail Wildcats. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Have a good night, sir. Jerry, my man, final words.
I think I'll end where I began and say, you know, do I feel like we got better or got worse after this? I think we got better. There's some exciting prospects. I think you, again, signing day has become an event in which you look at guys who can help you right now. Of the 38 players that we have, there are potentially half of those guys can go out and be not just get on the field. There might be 15 immediate impact players in this class. I'm not exaggerating.
No.
There could, it's like there's an opportunity that you can have guys who aren't just rounding out a roster, aren't just, sticking them out there and seeing if they can learn the position. You see some things that I think were very concerning. You see defensive backs who are sure tacklers. That's something that you wanted to improve from last year. You see linebackers who have played the position for multiple years. Again, everybody converts guys to new positions, but sometimes you need some guys who've had reps there. They've had their 10,000 hours in a position.
Yes,
you've seen that come in. You got, some size in the interior defensive line and guys who can move some guys. You got some wide receivers who are absolutely explosive. You got running backs who are going to be introduced into a running back room and still get a running back room that's established and give those guys, some threat for playing time. And
so
overall, again, I absolutely love this class. I love what Coach Woody has done. In my mind, I was looking to see if we're going to bring in some more experienced offensive linemen, but I remember something that Coach Pimp told us directly when we interviewed him on the Twitter space. And he told us at this level, we can get guys that are true freshmen that can come in and play right away. And he's not just talking out the side of his mouth. They've done that in the past. They've done that. They've started 4 freshmen on the offensive line, and they were better than when they had upperclassmen there. Again, I think the entire coaching staff deserves a round of applause. I am excited about the offseason. I'm excited about spring practice, and I'm excited to come back and give an update on the progress that we think these guys have made once we get to see them actually suit up for the maroon and gold and start having some scrimmages that's coming in about a month and a half.
month. And let's get through bike week, and then it's on. And it's on.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And I think we got a night game for the spring game this year.
Yes, sir. 6 p.m. kickoff on April 17th on a Friday night. Yeah. So under the lights, we will see what this 2026 edition of the Wildcat football team has for us. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. I really do think that they've done a really, really good job, and I think we've gotten better.
Yeah, we definitely have gotten better, and there's a lot of work that was put into it. Like to thank the fans who've been supportive and helpful of this coaching staff. Again, shout out to the coaching staff. A lot of stuff they have done has not gone unnoticed. And a lot of the stuff the fans have done, your support hasn't gone unnoticed, but more support is definitely needed. A lot of these players, yes, they come in here to play and get on the field, but as Mr. Hooker says, they don't do it all the time for free. So, name, image, and likeness is huge. Go on, join the 1923 Society. Join in that collective. Help us out in supporting those players and helping us with the players. We have 6 players who have signed on to the 1923 collective, and as our NIL athletes, Malachi Boone, Mr. London Hall, Jalen Johnson, of course, number 11, Isaiah Washburn, Sam McCall, and Nate Johnson III. So we could definitely use your help in supporting those guys, and we're looking to bring more guys on to sign them to hopefully be NIL participants and helping that cause. So, yes, sir. That is it. We thank all the fans for tuning in with us tonight for our 2026 recap. We'll be back next month anticipating for spring practice and getting that going and the tune-up for that. I know those guys will be starting they're already in early workouts. There's some possible changes on the coaching staff that hopefully we'll address soon. I know, we're looking to get bigger, faster, stronger, and we'll speak about more later. More to come. So that'll bring more to come. So for Mr. Jerry Bell, Mr. Larry Wesley, Mr. Ralph Smith, Mr. C.C. Cruz in his absence, I'm Coach Darold Williams. You've been listening to the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show National Signing Day 2026. Wildcats have signed 38 football players, to be on the Wildcat football team 2026. Thank you. God bless you. Good night, and Hail Wildcats.
Hail Wildcats.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Bethune-Cookman University alma mater.